So if you want to know the source of good works, you must study the scriptures. How many hear what I'm saying? You must study the scriptures. Now, there's some rules in which you got to go by when it comes to studying the scriptures. And Second Corinthians gives us an idea. It says here in 2 Corinthians 13, verse 1, I'm really concerned about the B clause, but it says, this is the third time I'm coming to you. In the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established. Why is that true? This comes from an Old Testament concept. I'm going to show you the foundation of where it came from. In Deuteronomy 17:6, it says, at the mouth of 2 witnesses or 3 witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death. But at the mouth of 1 witness, he shall not be put to death. So in other words, if you got something as serious as a death sentence, he is saying don't reach that conclusion just based on the witness or testimony of 1 person. You're going to put somebody to death, and you're going to go based on the testimony of 1 person. And this person's been mad at him for years because he wanted to marry this woman, and another guy got him. And so now he sees an opportunity where he can have this guy put to death. So he's going to make up some lie on this guy, trying to get him put to death. So the scripture says, not on 1 person's testimony. We're not going to put somebody to death. At the mouth of 2 witnesses, or even better, 3 witnesses, let's establish this word so that we can choose whether or not we're going to put this person to death. So based upon the foundation of that principle, Paul, writing to the Corinthian church, says, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses should every word be established. So in other words, don't try to create some doctrine based upon 1 verse of scripture pulled out of context, and you're going to say this is the way in which things should be. And I'll give you a really good example of that. There is, in the book of Corinthians, Paul is giving them instruction about how to conduct themselves in the service. And in the Corinthian church, they would have the women sitting on one side, and they'd have the men sitting on the other side. And the women were unlearned. For the most part, the only people that really studied were the men. And so oftentimes during the service, something might be said, and the wife may, shout over to the husband, Jim, I don't understand what he's saying. What is he talking about? And so in order to bring order to the service, he would say that the women should keep silent in the church, right? The women should keep silent in the church. In fact, let's go to that. And I think it'll be clear what's being said here. All right. We're going to go to 1 Corinthians 14. And this particular chapter, he's saying a lot of different things in order in the church in terms of church service. Just a lot of chaos was going on. One person would want to sing a song, and then another person want to get up and sing a song, and then another person would, get up and speak in tongues, and there'd be no one there to interpret, or get 2 or 3 different people speaking in tongues at the same time, and again, there'd be no interpretation. So there was a whole lot of confusion going on. But one of the things that was happening there, if you go down here to verse 33, for Elohim is not the author of confusion. So all they had going on there was confusion. He wanted to bring some peace to this confusion, right? For Elohim is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. So it goes on now, say, let your women, and a better word there would be, let your wives keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. So you see, this is a husband and wife situation. And again, the question is, how should she learn so that it keeps order? If they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. For it is a shame for a woman to speak in the church. It is a shame for a woman to be on one side of the building, screaming out for a husband on the other side of the building. John, what is he talking about? I don't understand. That is confusion. That's confusion. But why am I talking about this? Because some people will take this scenario and say that it is a shame for a woman who is called, she may be called to a prophetic ministry, she may be called to an evangelistic ministry. She may hold one of the fivefold ministries, and they will, there are some people that will take this verse of scripture and say that a woman is not called or should speak in the church. And that is not what this verse is talking about. Because many times, Paul in his letters, he would commend Phoebe and different other women in the church that was in their house. And so we know there's many women that have been in leadership positions, right? That have been in leadership positions that have helped to keep the church together. So this is a case where the word is not being rightly divided, right? So again, back in 2 Timothy 3, all scriptures given by inspiration of Elohim and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man or woman of Elohim may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. And so we got to rightly divide this word, right?